It's costume change time.
It's a show by Chris and Neil with all great movies. They are the real deal. We watch them all, so you don't have to. It's movies that don't suck and some that do.
This is another episode of Movies That Don't Suck and Some Do. My name is Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are doing, two movies that are out there at the lovely cinemas that we are going to review for you. We watch them all so you don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
First, coming up is Caddo Lake.
Caddo Lake.
I was close.
I want you to. I think you need to take off your luchador mask. You sound really shitty over there.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. I got a bit. All right.
Okay.
I knew that one might not work, so that's okay.
Yeah, that's better. There we go. Neil's guy's bad.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So what's the name of the movie called, Neil?
It is called Caddo Lake.
Caddo Lake? Yeah, okay.
Caddo Lake, featuring Daniel O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien.
Dear Amy, I am wide awake. I've just gotten good at not really moving or breathing. Being stuck in a survival bunker with a bunch of people who've all found their soulmate is less than ideal. Karen and Ray got together a few months ago, so they're still kind of in their honeymoon phase. It is super physical.
That's from Love and Monsters. We did that movie a couple years ago. Like right when the pandemic first started when we did that.
Nice. Yeah. Wonderful. And then on top of that, in the movie with him is the wonderful Eliza Scanlon.
That sounds right. That sounds right.
Guess which Greek goddess I am, Camille.
Guess I'm not really up on my goddesses.
I'm Persephone, queen of the underworld. She's married to that big dude, Hades. You run tell, but she's in charge of punishment. But I feel sorry for Persephone because even when she's back with the living, they're afraid of her because of where she's been.
Yeah, that's I forget where that's from. It's on the HBO show. But sorry. But yeah.
Are you okay today? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine here. Just like fucking, all the shit. But who else in this movie,
Also in this movie is, I can't remember who else I put it. Oh yeah, Lauren Ambrose.
Oh, we'll be all right if the wind is in our sails. Oh, we'll be all right if the wind is in our sails.
I'm excited to see where this is going.
All right if the wind
Forgive
is
me.
in our sails. And the storm will soon pass by.
It's a vacation tradition.
And we'll
Be over soon.
stand fast and steady as she goes. We'll stand fast and steady as she goes. We'll stand fast and steady as she goes, and the storm will soon pass by.
Yeah.
I bet you didn't know your mommy was a pirate.
It's from Servant.
Pirate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool whaling song or whatever.
So that is all the people from, or some of the main people from Caddo. Is it Caddo? You're from Texas.
Yeah, well, I'm in Caddo, but Caddo is the only natural west over on Texas, but it's also bleeds in Louisiana. My grandparents had their house was on Caddo Lake.
Caddo Lake's in Texas.
And Louisiana.
Oh, it's only Texas.
No, it's not.
You want to go tell anybody in the state of Texas that whatever's in their state?
Do you want to tell me that I fucking had a grandparents that lived in Oil City, Louisiana, that Caddo Lake was also there? Because they lived on it.
I'm sure Texas owns it.
What Caddo Lake is in Louisiana.
I have visited Texas enough that I know that if you tell them that they don't own the property that you tell them.
Caddo Lake it's between Texas and Louisiana, and my grandparents had a lake house on Caddo Lake, which was really just a swamp in Oil City, Louisiana. So, in fact, not an unfun fact about Oil City, Louisiana. It's the first offshore oil drill was in Caddo Lake in Oil City, Louisiana.
Interesting.
Yeah. So.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I caught a bass there and we ate it. So.
All right, and the second movie this week, of course, everybody, is the one that everybody's talking about. You, your mother, your cousin, your brother, and everybody. That's right. Venom is the one that we're talking about this week, featuring the one and only Eddie Brock.
Not that Venom. Not that one. That's
I'm sorry. Venom is the movie that we're featuring this week, featuring the one and only Woody Harrelson.
No, not that one. Not that one either.
Gosh dang it.
Yeah.
Venom.
Yeah, there we
go.
go.
The Last Dance. All right, featuring the one and only, the guy who is awesome in about everything he touches, except for that one movie, and we all know that it wasn't his fault. That was just a bad script. Tom Hardy.
Oh, yeah, he did he? That's good of him. Right, listen. When you see him next, you tell him from me, yeah, that I say, fuck Charlie, right? And fuck his brother, yeah? And fuck that fat Georgie Cornell that hangs out with him. Fuck your face, yeah? Yeah? And fuck the fucking lot of you as well. What do you think of that, eh? You like that? You won't mind if I fight back, will you?
Well, you think you can manage it?
It's more from your pride, really, to be honest. I warn you, I'm not going to fight fair, though. That's why I brought these. All right. Now, before we start, I've got a little joke for you. You'll love this one. Paranoid schizophrenic who walks into a bar.
Somehow whipping some ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know something about
also in this movie.
You know something about the role you know talking about is let the games begin when that's what we was talking about that we don't talk about, right?
We don't talk about that movie because it was just such a god awful movie. That whole series. Anyway, also in this movie, oh man, I didn't even try to listen to this to see if I can get it right.
It's fine.
Let's see if I can do it. Chiewetel Ejiofor.
That's good enough.
How long do you think you can really run from us? How long do you think you can really run from us?
I never credited the Alliance with an overabundance of brains, and if you're the best they've got...
Captain Reynolds, I should tell you so that you don't waste your time. You can't make me angry.
Please spend an hour with him.
I want to resolve this like civilized men. I'm not threatening you. I'm unarmed. Good. I am, of course, wearing full body armor. I am not a moron.
From Serenity.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's a good movie. And good
right?
On the yeah.
It's Chiewetel Ejiofor.
Oh, you guys too while we're doing this. Good. I'm glad you got it.
So anyway, also in this movie, one of the most famous sitcom actresses of all time, Juno Temple.
Fucking upsetting. I tried to watch the video this morning and immediately, boom, I was right back to being 15 again, reliving that moment where this topless photo I took for Jimmy Daniels being passed around at school.
Teenage boys can be awful.
Mr. Daniels was my teacher.
No. Well, men who act like teenage boys actually are awful.
No. I'm not an idiot. I know there are tons of topless photos of me online. Those were my choice.
Absolutely. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Restructure society so women aren't constantly sexualized while simultaneously being crucified for being sexual.
On it.
From, can you hear me through that?
Yeah.
Okay. That's from one of the best shows of the past 5 years, probably, right?
100 years.
Ted Lasso. And they're working on
last 100 years, man. It's probably one of the greatest shows of all time. Let's just be honest.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Who else in this movie?
I probably sound like Darth Vader at this point, don't I?
Yeah, kind of with that on. Yeah.
Dr. Fate and that. I wonder how he always screams so much in in the comics and stuff like that. He's like, I am Fate. But also in this is Raya's Alphines.
For years, your father and I were mocked for our theories, not just in the community at large, but at Oscorp as well. called us mad scientists. And then your father bred the spiders and everything changed. The results were beyond encouraging. They were spectacular. We were gonna change the lives of millions, including my own. Then it was over. He was gone. Took his research with him. And I knew without him,
So that's from These Amazing Spider-Man, right, BoJack?
Yes, that is definitely from. I don't know what that was from.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man does everything a spider can.
And we have one more.
Anyway, yeah, it's from Venom. We will talk about Venom later. Everybody, Chris, tell where everybody where we're from.
You give me one more.
Oh shoot! Did I really? Who did I get? Oh yes, the great Stephen Graham.
How'd you wash your hands, love?
I know.
Sorry, what?
In the sink.
In the sink. Which
All
sink?
right, Auntie.
Which sink?
Auntie.
No, hang on, Carly.
No.
Carly, wait a minute, love. This is Carly. This is fucking basic GCSE fucking cookery
and
in
it's her
school.
first week, so it's my responsibility.
It's not a first week in any fucking kitchen, though, is it? You've worked in kitchens before, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. That's why you're here. You've worked in kitchens before, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. So what's that sink for, kid?
Food.
For what?
Food.
What do you not do in that sink?
Wash your hands.
Wash your what?
Hands.
Wash your hands, yeah. Fucking gobshite here. You using the wrong fucking sink. And you, soft ass, what are you playing at?
That is the British The Bear.
Boiling Point.
Yeah.
It's called Boiling Point. Come on now.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of the guy. He literally won freaking awards for that,
I'm sure.
dude.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah. So from now on, anytime somebody does one of the best roles of their life, I'll make sure to mock them.
I didn't mock him at all. But
mock them.
You find us on movies on Sunday. We're on Facebook.com/podcast. We're at WTMnet.com/ There you go there. Find us with a bunch of the really cool podcasts. We're on X at PTS Podcast. We're on Instagram at PTS Podcast. We're on Patreon. Patreon.com/Movies Don't Suck. We're on TeePublic at Blackwood Productions. You'll find our shirts with this logo on it and other ones that Neil's made. Go to bonfire.com/Movies Don't Suck and send you. You'll find other shirts with our name on it and other stuff Neil's made. Well, and where you find podcasts, where you find Movies Don't Suck and send you. Like us. We're on YouTube. We're fucking everywhere. It's hard to not find us. And share it with everyone you know. And we'll love you forever.
We're fucking everywhere, man.
All right, Neil, what are we doing for, what are we talking about today? Who are we helping out?
Today we're going to talk about Heroes, Gyros Palace. These people don't even have a website, man. I'm telling you, I literally have to just directly look for them at Google. They're from 6119 East 31st Street. Their food is some of the best Heroes I ever had. It is just a small mom and pop shop, man. Small mom and pop. This is like one of the nicest, look, they don't even have pictures online. I had to take pictures of my own food to show you what they serve. It is some of the best Heroes I think I've ever put my mouth on in the entire world. Their meat was so good. There's nothing I want more than more of their meat in my mouth.
Goodness.
They have Heroes and everything that are affordable. Nothing is more than $10, $15. I found them because of Reddit. Like literally somebody was like, has anybody been in this place? And some dude was talking all like, oh man, these guys are so cool. The owners are super nice. They're super great. If you're ever in the Tulsa area, it's Heroes Palace. It is on 31st, 6119 East 31st, right off of Sheridan. One of the best little places in the world. Go do it. You'll love it. Not one thing that I eat was not good.
That's good. It's nice of you. Just a little place that we help out. That's what we fucking do.
Yeah, dude.
But
all right, Chris.
Yeah. I think I'm ready.
Before we talk movies,
okay,
let's talk something.
Okay.
So Chris bailed on me this past weekend because he doesn't like me, and
happy anniversary, by the way.
Thank you. And that's tomorrow. Well, in between now we're in between. Yesterday was our marriage anniversary, or was our wedding anniversary, and tomorrow is our marriage anniversary.
So what do you mean? Like, give me an example. Like did you sign like the paperwork on the 31st or something?
Yeah, on the 31st. Yeah. But Chris was supposed to come down and visit me, and he didn't because he hates me.
I don't hate you.
And he doesn't like ever seeing me in person ever again. That's why when I moved to Tulsa, he was like, yes, we could do the podcast better. So Chris sent me to this show that we were supposed to go to together.
Yeah.
And the artist's name is Jeffrey Lewis.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how to tell you about this guy. He is like a Weird Owl meets punk rock meets
hippie
folk music meets hippie. He's a comic book fan.
Artist.
Huge comic book fan. He's an artist. In fact, Chris, that's it, man. So for you, I got issue number 1 and issue number 2 autographed.
Oh, dude, you didn't have to do that. That's awesome.
By Jeffrey Lewis, just for you, because you missed the show. And he wanted you to know how much he appreciated you being a hardcore fan and making me a fan, because I talked to him before and after. And I was like, dude, I didn't know if I was going to like it. And I absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
like, he was the nicest guy in the world.
He puts on a great show, doesn't he?
Oh, it was fun. There's one song, it's not recorded anywhere, but what it was is he told the entire history of Vietnam from the 1700s all the way to modern day, and he drew it all in comic book. So he had a sheet of paper up that he literally was just sitting there like, and he was just like telling it, and it was funny but informative. And I just looked at the guy next to me, and I'm just like, I did not know I was going to learn this much today at the rock show.
Did he do the one about Harris? Kamala Harris?
No, he did not. He's in Oklahoma, man. He knew what not to do.
He knew better.
He knew what not to do. And then he's like, afterwards, he was like, man, I feel like I could have got away with that.
Yeah.
So it is not Halloween here, but we'll wish everybody a happy Halloween. Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween! Fuck yeah.
But it's Devil's Night.
Does that mean the devils are close to us?
Devil's Night.
Yeah. I mean, I feel my tattoo burning right now. So,
Black Phillip is burning through his pants.
But I'm glad you do. I can't wait to get those. It's very good, very nice of you to do that for me.
Yeah. So I'll need your physical address again. Go ahead and can you tell me your physical address real quick?
I'm not telling you my address in the air, but I will say that
come on, there's only like 7 people.
I have a podcast, another podcast, Rec Night, where Jeffrey was on it. He was a guest for an hour, and he just.
So you've talked to him? Why didn't you tell me that?
Oh, I don't know, but here's the thing: he came to Kansas City about a year ago, and I mentioned the podcast, and it was just so fucking awkward. It was awkward, but he was awkward. I was awkward. We were awkward together. But on the podcast, he was great. He cried.
You should have told me that. I would have totally let up with that.
Yeah. Well. If you want to listen to it, I find it. So, but yeah, I talked to him for an hour, and he's my I'm a big super fan. So I was just terrified talking to him. But here we are, man.
Yeah, I didn't know what to say, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know if I'm weird or not, but I'm also stoned." He was like. So he liked my honesty right away. And then he asked me a question. He goes, what's your oldest comic book you own? And I was like, ooh.
What is the oldest comic you own?
I think it's either going to be a Lois Lane or it's a creature feature I have. I go, I don't know if I know that off the top of my head. And he was like, I understand that.
But so you guys talked about, his thesis was on Watchmen.
What's that?
His thesis was on the Watchmen.
Yes, I know. We were talking about that.
Yeah. She does a lecture on it and stuff. So, yeah. All
right, I'll stop with the mask. Okay. I got like 4 more, but I'll stop with them.
But I'm glad. I'm glad you're a fan of him. He's great. He's my favorite.
Yeah, dude. Not only was he hilarious, he was funny,
insightful.
He was insightful, and he was just like a really cool dude.
Yeah. All right, guys. But I think it was ready. This is not Jeffrey Lewis suck his dick fest. I mean, I'd be there, but we are. It's a movie.
Why do you gotta be so vulgar all the time? Why can't you just be like, this ain't a appreciation post? No, you got to be like straight to we're sucking his dick.
Well, we kind of were though.
No, we were just appreciating the man and his art. Jeez.
But
all right,
I love.
Let's get into it.
Let's talk about Caddo Lake though. Caddo Lake, directed by Logan
Yes.
George and my thing. Ever since the thing happened, I've been trying not to open as many windows, thinking that it was directed and written by Logan George and Celine Held. This stars Dylan O'Brien as Paris.
Dear Amy.
Lisa Skylin as Little.
Guess which Greek goddess I am?
Carolyn Falk as Anna. Lauren Ambrose as Celeste.
Oh, we'll be alright if the wind is in our sails.
And Sim Hings as Ben. Diana Hopper as C. Eric DeLange as Daniel. And finally, David Maldonado as Sheriff Mark Taylor. Neil, what's really the storyline for Caddo Lake?
Have you seen the storyline?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. In Louisiana, Texas.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I can leave.
No,
you
you
just want to do this one? I can get out of here if you want.
Just keep going. Sorry, Neil was talking to me today. He said Caddo Lake is Texas, but this is Louisiana, near the border of Texas, which is Caddo Lake. All right, Neil. Start over. What's the storyline for this?
All right, cool. All right. In Louisiana, near... Oh, are you back now? Okay,
yeah.
sorry. In Louisiana, near the border of Texas, the mother of the young man Paris has a seizure and falls off a bridge while driving her car with her son. He saves himself, but is not able to rescue his mother that disappears in the Caddo Lake. In a house near the lake, the rebel teenager Ellie lives with her mother, Celeste, her stepfather Daniel, and her 8-year-old stepsister Anna. Ellie has arguments with her mom because of her father that she never knew and questions whether he really died. When Anna disappears in Caddo Lake, Sheriff Mark Taylor organizes a search party to look for her in the lake. Meanwhile, Paris is researching why his mother had seizures when the water level is so low in the lake. Ellie decides to look for Anna in the lake and finds a mystery in the lake. I don't like that. That whole description was the worst one ever.
Okay, so this is
this one's the best. When an 8-year-old girl disappears on Caddo Lake, a series of past deaths and disappearance begin to link together, altering a broken family's history. I like that 10 times better than that whole paragraph.
Yeah, that last one also, it had it said lake a lot. It was weird. But Neil, when I told this to you later in the description, like after you're done watching it, you wrote some that do. That's what you just sent me. So Neil, I share criticisms of this movie, but I do appreciate it. I want you to lead with what you thought of this movie.
All right. At first, I thought it was going to be smart and witty. Then I realized it was just dumb. Mm-hmm. The whole thing was just dumb. Like, none of it makes sense. None of it could really happen. And I don't mean none of it can really happen in this mystical super science way that, oh my God, yeah, that's just something that you got to kind of believe in. No, it's not that you got to kind of believe in it because of how they messed it up. And I can't go into detail without spoiling it. They messed it up. So the actual effects of everything could not happen the way they wrote it in the movie.
See, I disagree. I understood it perfectly.
No, no. I understood the movie. Don't get me wrong and say I don't understand it. No. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. It's like, oh my God, what movie could I compare it to? But it seriously does not. It doesn't equal what it should. You know what I'm saying?
I I think so.
Okay. What's the best way to say this without ruining? Disappearances and reappearances wouldn't be at the same time that they said they were, and if they were, it would have messed up the timeline of the family and what everything is.
But it only happened when the lake level was low. You understand that, right?
100% understand what happened.
Okay.
I 100% understand what the
Wait,
theory
do you
is
have a
here.
problem with the way they do it? Because there are different movies that do the same concept different ways. Like, for example,
None of it adds up, and I just realized I have the Spider-Man information up and not the it doesn't add up timeline-wise in each family and how things progressed in each family.
See, I disagree because I'd have
to without spoiling it. That's the most I can say.
We'll talk about after about that, like just because now I did things you did like about it.
Oh, and it'll all be incest too. Don't forget about the incest.
There's
part.
no incest part. Not quite. There's thoughts of it, but definitely didn't happen that way.
Wasn't there a great granddaughter that slept with her great granddad, and then they became then they were the ones that birthed the people that had kids?
No, that's his stepsister. That's his stepfather. Remember, that's his stepfather.
So then, yeah. Anyway, it all the like the whole time I'm watching this movie, I'm just like, I'm my own grandpa. Sing it.
I know, but that was your stepfather, so. You know,
whatever. Mm-hmm.
But
how do you know it's her stepfather? Just because they said it?
Yeah, that's exactly why.
Just because they said it.
Yeah, but
that's her stepfather. But is she the mother of her own? And if she's the mother of her mother, then is she the mother of the grandmother? And is she really her stepsister, or is she really her grandma?
People who have not seen this movie have no fucking clue what we're talking about right now.
Exactly. But this movie is so weird. And
I thought it was clever and twisty.
As soon as, yeah, and then it got to the point where I was like, man, M. Night Shymylan had something to do with this thing. And then when I looked it up afterwards,
he's producer.
I was like, damn it.
And
damn it. Is this done by his daughter? Is this one of his daughters?
No, that's Watchers. That's Watchers. But I like this movie. Nielsen will probably destroy my liking this movie after we're done here, because I don't see an issue with the timelines. I thought it was really clever how it brought it together, but I do have issues with the.
I didn't think it was clever. I think they just did like Langoliers and they just redid it. It's like I wanted it to be intelligent. But it wasn't intelligent.
It definitely wasn't dumb.
It felt like a TV movie.
I get that. I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say the concept of it is great. Love the concept. Love this concept. But to me, it felt like it was like a Lifetime movie or a TV Time movie. It did not feel like it was a movie. It just felt like something.
Here's the
a
thing,
throwaway you'd watch on Shudder or Sci-Fi.
Hey, we're gonna watch something. I'm gonna tomorrow night. I'm gonna be on Shudder.
I said a throwaway, not the good one.
Okay, so here's the thing about this movie. Like when it comes to the way it looks, the authenticity of those characters. I'm from that area. I've been that area. It's 100% like that. All right, there are people that live off the fucking swamp there, the bayou, in a trailer, and there's just shit all over the yard. That is 100% authentic to me. I've been to places like that. I know like that. It's very, very familiar to me. Right. That was
right.
Cool. But again, this movie also the character of Paris is kind of insufferable. He's an annoying character. like he's
yeah.
It took really, really long to get to the points that were interesting. I know they understand that they're trying to build up, emotional connection to Paris and Ellie, and you kind of have a hard time connecting to Ellie because she's kind of a bitch, and Paris is just kind of just Paris, I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm trying to. It won't unmute. Sorry. It was like the whole screen froze for a second. Yeah. I got that Ellie was a bitch, and I got that and stuff like that. But actually, that made me feel closer to her. Due to the fact that that reminds me of most of my family.
Yeah.
But like the problem. Maybe that is the problem. I had no one. I was going for no one. I cared about no one. There's no one in this movie I gave a shit about.
The only one I cared about was Paris's girlfriend, C, I think. Like, you know what I mean?
You're like, I cared about one person.
She seemed like the only, but like, but again, I don't have the problem that Neil has this movie. He'll probably destroy my thoughts on it. But to me, the movie was clever and made sense. And when she, kind of like, oh, that was that guy, sort of like it came together. Me not the best for Neil and has problems with the plot. I don't.
Maybe the problem is that I picked it up way too early.
Maybe, and you just sort of you sat with it.
Like there's a certain scene, without spoiling anything. There's a certain scene where a boat went missing, and I knew exactly what happened.
Oh, see, I was like, ooh, what happened? but
Yeah, no, me, I was the opposite. I was like, oh, I know what happened. That's I got that. Okay, now I already know where this is going, and because of that, maybe it didn't give me that surprise factor that like it gave you. So it did give me that sensation, that rush, that you got from it, and then because of that, probably from that moment on, I was kind of like trying to pick the scabs.
Yeah, but
I was trying to find the cracks in the story, and maybe that's what happened.
Okay, guys, if you guys want to watch this, it's on Max.
Max, not HBO, just Max.
I enjoyed the twists and turns in this. It's a twisty turn movie. It's exactly all it is. But that again, that's the problem. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's not.
That's not okay. Maybe that's the problem with it. It didn't feel like it had substance. It had a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
But I just felt like none of the characters made me feel like I should care about them.
Yeah, it's.
I don't think we spent enough time with the characters before all the crazy shit happens.
Well, I even think we spent too much time with them. Honestly, I think because it took a long time to get to the interesting parts. But
this movie is only like 20 minutes.
No, it's
hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's 93 minutes. So the 99 minutes, and it really fit its time. They put it on.
You don't hear me say this often. They could have added 10 more minutes, maybe made it so I cared about the characters a little bit more, and maybe that's where this movie went wrong.
But my score in this, because I think we're I don't want to give you too much away. If you guys want to watch it, it's a little supernatural sort of thriller thing, I guess. It's PG-13, so don't expect titties or anything. But my score in this is like a 3.5, 3.6. It was a little sleepy. I'll say this movie was pretty sleepy, and so, but it's I didn't think it was bad by any means, but it's just there. And like Neil said, I don't want to admit it, but it's really like a TV movie. So,
right? Yeah. Like it was. I'm gonna give it like a 3.3. Okay. Like I love the idea of it. Nobody caught my attention. Nobody was like, "Hey, man, here it is. This is what we need. This is who it is. This is what's going on." I don't know. Nobody caught it to where I was like, "Man, I love this character. I want to be in love with this character forever and ever. You are my best buddy. You are my friend."
I always say the guy who played Paris is very good looking. He's a good looking man.
Yeah, Daniel O'Brien?
Yeah,
the guy from Dylan O'Brien. Yeah, the guy from Love and Monsters and Maze Runner and all those. Also, Teen Wolf and all the other. Yeah, the guy who was. Why do you think he did all the teeny bopper stuff? And he was the main character in all of them.
Because he's a cutie. But
he's a cutie patootie.
All right, Neil. So you have this 3.3. I give it 3.5. I'm on Rotten Tomatoes now. I'm going to do this. I know that he ate it. What's the popcorn meter or rating on this? The audience score.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to say what the audience member score is 61%.
81%.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot higher than I thought.
Neil, what's the critic score for Caddo Lake?
72%.
76%. A little bit higher than you thought.
Ah, see, I knew they were in the 70s.
Critics' consensus is a windingly intricate and delirious sci-fi thrill ride washes over the senses and steadily flows through Caddo Lake. I'm going to do a bad review and a good review. This is from Jacob Aller of AV Club. He says, held in George's film twists and turns, but charting their narrative swamp is a simple and unrewarding exercise. And I think that's what Neil thought. It was not good enough for him to like. But this is from Jennifer Green, who comments to me. She says, this twisty, time-traveling mystery squeezes in maximum moodiness and spins out of its lush southern setting and complex characters. I guess. You know? That's how I feel about it. I kind of guess.
Oh, wow. That didn't come in right. Ooh.
But yeah.
So did you hang out in swamps like this?
I gotta tell you, man, when I within an hour of getting there, my nose would just be fucking just filled to the gills. I had bad allergies in the lake. But yeah, I did go on that stuff, yeah. So.
Yeah, do you hunt alligators?
No, yeah, hunt alligators. They weren't under the lake, I don't think. But there are alligators there for sure. And lots of gar.
You sure you didn't hunt why didn't you hunt the alligators?
Because I'm not an alligator hunter, you know.
You look like you're an alligator hunter.
Well, maybe.
And you had a twin brother, so if you lost one of you, at least you had the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I figured that was a missed opportunity from your family.
But yeah, I guess guys, I voted. You should vote. I'm not gonna tell you who to vote for, but Harris. But yeah. So yeah, if you guys want to vote, you should do that. But I think we're done with this movie. You ready to talk about news? Movie news?
Yeah, let's go do some news. This is the Movies Don't Suck and Some of Them News. I'm gonna read stuff to Chris. He's gonna like it because if not, you'll have to hire somebody else besides me. I don't know. I tried with that one.
Real quick, are we doing a spoiler thing on Venom? I feel like we have.
Oh yeah, of course. I totally didn't talk about that at all yet. I did before when you were gone. Yeah, we're gonna do a small little. It's not gonna be much.
Yeah.
I just got a couple little things.
Yeah, I have a few things that have problems with that we'll talk about. I don't even.
Yeah. We'll do that in the spoiler section. All right, but anyway, let's talk about the first thing going on in the world today, and that is. Aubrey Plaza is really upset and disgusted by a comedian named Tony Hinchcliffe.
Oh,
if you don't know him, he's the one that does Kill Tony.
Uh-huh.
And he said that Puerto Rico is just a floating island of trash.
Garbage.
So she replied as in, I just wanted to very quickly respond to the racist joke that was made at that Trump rally about Puerto Rico, where most of my family is from. Thankfully, my sweet Alba wasn't here to hear that disgusting remark, but if she was live today, I think she would say, Tony Hinchcliffe, go fuck yourself. And yes, the Wall Street Journal can quote me on that. So that is what Aubrey Plaza thinks about Tony, Kill Me Tony, and his little, I mean...
So
did you hear this whole thing? I don't want to get in a political debate, but did you hear this whole thing where nobody understands that Puerto Rico is an American territory?
Well, the thing is, Trump didn't know that either, and when he was fucking president. But
people are idiots.
So,
right.
but the thing is, I knew who Tony Hinchcliffe was before this, but I didn't know he was a Trump supporter. And then when I heard he was there, I'm like, oh my god, why was he there? And I'm like, of course he said that shit. Right, like that's Tony's comedy, and the thing is, on Kill Tony's podcast, he's the least funny thing about it. So it's funny that but like when I heard about this, I was like, well, of course that's gonna happen here. You know, like it's not surprising that, but again, it happened, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I'm just tired of
let's move on.
Yeah.
Long Leg Star next film is a twisted take on the Bram Stoker's classic horror tale. Now, Mika Monroe from Long Legs, she was the lady that was following Nicolas Cage or whatever, is going to be doing the Eden of Vampire Brides, a story that hasn't really been told too much of the Bram Stoker's classic vampire tales. And so it's going to follow. So The Brides is set to redefine the horror genre with unique blend of feminist themes and gory visuals. The script is dynamic and unsettling in all the best ways. Chloe is going to be bringing such dread and complexity to the characters, and we can't wait to work with her and Maki bringing Sally to life and the undeath, as the case may be.
So when it comes to,
I can't wait for that.
When it comes to Bram Stoker and Anne Rice, like, do you have a preference of those two?
I mean, that's like saying, do you like a preference between the Beatles and Green Day? Which one do you like? You know, one did it really well. One did it like originally.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
they're so far apart. It's hard to. Yeah. It's hard to.
Yeah, it's so far apart. It's like, you know, you're talking about the originator of, I think, the Dracula vampire, like, you know,
the
one that first made it popular.
Yeah,
the one that first made it popular, and then you have somebody that did it differently and reflectively onto that time age that she wrote. Mm-hmm. So, like,
yeah,
you know, how do you do it?
Yeah, I gotcha. I agree. 100%.
Blade will finally make his MCU debut, but not the way you thought.
How's it gonna happen?
It will be in Marvel Zombies, the animated series, because Blade, the movie, is still delayed.
Huh. So they gotta get that. They gotta figure that out, don't they? Like.
Well, we're gonna talk about that later on.
Okay. All right.
That's why I talked about it as a news story, because it's going to reflect something that we're going to talk about at the end of this episode.
Okay. All right.
That's going to reflect what's going on with all.
Okay. Yeah.
To everybody that listens out there, if you're one of our fans and you have not seen Deadpool Wolverine, it is coming to the streaming service. It's Disney Plus as of November 12th. So that's only 13 days from today if you're listening on live today. Yeah. But so that's for all you guys out there. I know some of you didn't get a chance to go out and see it yet. Now you get a chance at home in the comfy of your own couch to see Deadpool Wolverine, November 12th, Disney Plus.
Neil's going to be watching that and repeat.
I've already watched 100 times. Yeah. I'm good, bro.
Okay.
So here's another thing. A documentation about kids in cages from the 2017-2018 era has got pushed back and postponed until December after the election, because NBC doesn't want to influence anybody on voting.
Yeah, I get it. I understand. Yeah, but, you know, what are you going to do? It's a bit of a hot button issue, I would say. Yeah.
You know, so they have been totally pushing it back. That's weird.
Yeah.
The world's first death thriller.
Death thriller.
Diversity and inclusion becomes an ever increasing topic in Hollywood. Production has begun on what's being dubbed the world's first death thriller. Now, filming on the movie, it's called Retreat, is now underway, which has set Tim Evans to direct. And it's the first feature by Evans, who himself is hearing impaired, he also did the Paralympics and stuff like that. Let me read it. Retreat is set in an isolated deaf community where cracks begin to appear in Matt's seemingly idyllic world when the arrival of an enigmatic outsider, Eva, forces him to question the realities of his identity. Is Matt prepared to discover what lies beneath the surface of his supposedly utopian community and the cost demand to maintain it? So Retreat's principal cast deaf actors, including Anna Zander from Sleeping Dog, James Boyle from Reunion, and Sophia Stone from The Chelsea Detective. It will be all deaf people.
That's cool. I like that a lot. It's a big community. It's overlooked. So
we definitely have to review that one.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because if we don't, then I'm just going to have to quit.
Yeah.
One movie that we love is finally getting its fourth part, a series that me and Chris have fallen in love with over the past couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Netflix's Fear Street.
Oh, yeah. It's coming out next week or next
It's
year?
getting
right?
a part 4.
Right, next year? 2025?
And it's going to be coming out October 25. October 25. Yeah. I can't speak English today.
Yeah. It's weird that they're
a
not saying
large
year
part
in
about-
advance. You know, you think they'd do that for?
It's going to be called Fear Street Prom. Yeah, it's going to be called Fear Street Prom Queen, and unveiling some of the cast members. It is Indy Fowler, well known for her previous in The Nevers and Insomnia. Suzanne Sun from Red Rocket, Fina Straz from Paper Girls, David Loco from The Summer I Turned Pretty, Ella Rubin from The Idea of You. It looks like Chris Klein from American Pie, Lily Taylor from Manhunt, Catherine Watterson from The End We Start From, and Arian Greenbelt from Avengers Infinity War. So literally just a huge group of teenagers that have been acting the last 10 years.
Yeah, that's cool.
A series, one of the most famous movie series of all time, has finally gone home to its owners after 20 years. The Scary Movie series is returning to the Wayans brothers.
Oh, Scary
The
Movie.
Wayans brothers, who have created the Scary Movie, are now part of the next Scary Movie, which would be Scary Movie 6. The Wayans brothers are returning to the series they created for the first time in over 20 years.
Those were huge when they came out. Like, I remember like everyone just talking the day after the weekend came out, everyone just quoting the shit. So cool, I guess.
Yeah, dude. I mean, what's that? I mean, we all did that for. I mean, we still do that every now and then.
Yeah.
But the Wayans brothers, the brilliant creators behind the beloved franchise, the timing is perfect to bring back the series to big screen. They got Keenan, Marlon, and Sean.
All three.
They got all three of the brothers. All three. Well, I mean, the only brother they don't have. What brother is that? They're missing Damien.
Damon.
Yeah, Damon. You're a Damon.
You're a Damon, yeah.
Chris is a Damon, everybody. Greta Gerwig is trying to tell Netflix to please release her Chronicles of Narnia show on the big screen.
I don't know about that, man. If it's a series, can't we just keep it on the screen at home?
Oh, no, it's a movie. It's a movie.
Oh, it's a
Never
movie?
mind. It's
Okay.
a movie. I thought it was a screen. I thought it was a show. But she wants it to be released on 2,000 screens on IMAX.
I get it. If you
Which
have
is understandable, because if it's Narnia, I'm guessing she's doing it very beautifully.
Is she doing The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? Is she in that first book? Because I've seen that would be the third adaptation I've seen of it. You know, I've seen the original.
I know,
one.
right?
I've seen the original one from fucking 30 years ago. The British one. I saw the new one.
You're 30 years ago.
Okay. Yeah. I'm interested to see what she does with it.
Reacher joins forces with Prey Star for new action thriller from John Wick writer.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Yeah.
So that means it's Alan Richardson, Derek Kolstad has scored the perfect action duo here. It's titled Painter. It has now been revealed that Reacher, Alan Richardson, and Prey star Amber Thunder, who did the lead in Prey, the Predator movie, which is one of the best Predator movies by far. It centers on a young woman trained from a young age who must employ every skill in her arsenal to rescue her father after he is kidnapped. That's all what we got right now.
I mean, if it's that and Alan Richardson kicking ass, I'm in. You know, like
and Amber Midthunder. She did such a great job in Prey. How could you not?
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be real dope.
Oh, the comeback we all been waiting for. Yep. Here he comes. He's making his comeback.
Oh,
it doesn't matter how many times you poop in his bed.
It's right.
That's right, making his way back to the big screen, Johnny Depp!
All right, yeah, sorry. Yeah, Johnny Depp's come back, yeah. Okay.
Johnny Depp is going to be in a movie called I'm sorry. I was about to say the same movie I just said. Going to be in a movie called Day Drinker with Penelope Cruz.
Nice.
So Day Drinker watches as a cruise ship bartender meets a mysterious day drinker, only for both of them to find themselves entangled in a criminal underbelly and connected in unexpected ways.
So, Neil, let me ask you. Let's say that you have an ex-girlfriend and she's shit in your bed, but she's like, prank, bro. How would you react to that?
Get the fuck out.
So, I think.
Well, actually, I wouldn't say get the fuck out. I would laugh at it, and then in the next week or so, slowly move all my stuff out of the place. And then one day she's just gonna come home, and there just won't be anything.
The thing is, like, I can't imagine shitting anywhere that's not in a toilet. Like, I've never had that. I've never like she really went to business on that. Yeah. That's some shit to do.
Yeah,
literally.
She went to town, supposedly.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
all right.
We'll see that probably. Yeah.
Edwards Ball, who did the movie Skin a Manrick from last year.
Skinrick.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, and now I want to see it.
It's on
Shudder.
Yeah.
So I'll go watch it on Shudder probably tonight. But he is partnering up with A24 to make his next movie called The Land of Nod. Now, details of The Land of Nod far in between so far, but Bale has been confirmed as both a writer and director, or Ball has been confirmed as writer and director. However, when speaking of Variety back in 2012, Ball did tease about some ideas, say it's as a twisted take on the Pied Piper legend.
Oh, shit.
So,
yeah.
I'm down with that. We haven't seen a Pied Piper thing like, was it Wilbur?
Maybe.
Was the last one? Was it Wilford?
You told with the rats?
Willard.
Yeah, Willard.
Wasn't that the last like kind of Pied Piper thing?
Yeah, that's with Kristen Glover.
He had all the rats and everything.
Yeah,
but
I remember I saw Kristen Glover on a show, and he collects antique surgery tables. That's something he collects. So. Crazy fucker, Kristen Glover. But yeah, I'll see that.
All right. So Running Man is sounding better and better every single day. Mm-hmm. The Stephen King adaptation, which we all know Edward Wright is the director. We know Glenn Powell's in it. Josh Brolin, Kathy O'Brien, and Lee Pace have all signed. But just today signed the wonderful, the great, one of our favorite actors, Mr. William H. Macy is now in the film as well. So now you're adding, because usually when I'm thinking Running Man, I'm thinking those big buff guys that are killing and stuff like that. None of these are really that, except for Josh, I think, and Glenn. And now you got like William H. Macy, who's just like, no matter what you put him in,
he's great.
Is a great movie.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. The Running Man movie. Yeah, they have all these people directed, connected to it. It's got something, All
right, so Jumanji 4 is now in the plans. It'll be coming out 2026, and the reason being is because I don't know if you know this, but The Rock's probably going to be wrestling at WrestleMania.
Oh, you're going to be there, right? Row 5, right? Yeah.
Row 5. So that is going to be coming out. They're already working on that.
Have you ever had blood splattered on you or like flung on you?
Yes, but a long time ago, not at a WWE event.
Okay.
King of the Death Match.
Okay.
Army Hammer's trying to make a comeback of his own.
Good luck, man. I guess. It's
a podcast. He's going to be doing a podcast. He's going to be the Army Hammer Time podcast, where he talks about things that happen that led up to everything.
So does he talk about the best way to cook people and eat them? Because that's what I feel like he did.
I don't know, man.
Best recipe.
I don't know about that.
I mean, good luck, I guess. I don't know. As far as I know, he's done some really shitty things, I don't know.
Yeah. And then he not breed. Didn't he brand people?
Yeah.
That's what I heard, that he was branding people.
Yeah. Like,
I was like,
nothing's been brought against him because he could do the insufficient evidence, but people have come forward and they're like, he did some really gross, weird shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know what that. John Lithgow is 100% signed up for Shrek 5, telling us that Farquaad is back, baby.
Okay, all right, man. Yeah. Well, I guess that's cool, I guess, right?
Yep. One of our favorite movies of this year, Alien Romulus, has green lighted for a sequel, so they will be going with the cast from Romulus. It's going to kind of continue, probably like Aliens and Aliens 3 with Ridley Scott.
Cool, man. Romulus was dope. It's the best alien movie in years, you know. But as you know,
I love Alien Romulus, and I don't know how it's not going to be somewhere in the 15.
Yeah, in the top 15 of the year. It was really fun.
I got to start writing the list already, man. I got to get started already.
Well,
you know.
Yeah, it's just that like these last couple months, they always float up with good shit. Like I'm not
right before award season.
Yeah, like I'm looking for. I'm expecting Nosferatu to be in my top 15 already. Because of Christmas. So
remember last week I told you that they're going to be making a live action Prince Charming movie.
Yeah, I wasn't really that excited about it.
Right now, in talks to play Prince Charming is the one and only, one of the most beautiful men alive, Mr. Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, maybe I'm interested.
Now I'll see it, right?
Yeah.
Now I'll see it. One of the most popular video games of all time, and one of the first ever computer games of all times, is now going to become a live action movie from the team that brought you Blades of Glory. That's right. Oregon Trail, the live action movie, is in development by the people who brought you Blades of Glory.
So it's a comedy for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this. And I
don't know. I gotta see who's going to be in it. You know?
Yeah. Did you ever play
Because
Oregon
if you
Trail?
haven't seen the show Miracle Workers, yeah, of course. I'm old, dude. But if you ever seen the show Miracle Workers, they did a whole season where Steve Buscemi, Daniel Radcliffe, all them play the Oregon Trail. That they're in the Oregon Trail.
That's fun.
And it's hilarious.
There is a website for Oregon.government.com. They actually have you can play Oregon Trail on on your PC, like on the browser. So that's always fun. You want to do that? But I did that while working. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Last but not least, and this is going to lead into what I'm going to talk about later.
Okay.
So I had to tell you it.
Okay.
Spider-Man 4 is going to be hitting theaters just 2 months after Avengers Doomsday.
Oh. So wait, was it 2026? Is that what that is?
I think I have this idea that this is all part of the next movie we're going to talk about. New segment is over. Let's go talk Venom. That was the Movies Don't Suck in Some, the new news segment. I was telling Chris everything I know about the wonderful world of entertainment, so he doesn't have to look it up and he can sleep more.
I mean, I can sleep soundly, not knowing I have to look at it. So, we're talking about Venom, The Last Dance, which supposedly the name is supposed to say it's the last Sony. Yes, imagine Venom. This is directed by Kelly Marcel. She wrote in both the first Venoms and the third one, but this is the first one she directed as well. This stars Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock and Venom.
Oh yeah, he did he? That's good of him. Right, listen.
That's good enough. I mean, what did you not want to use Eddie Brock from a different one? Because usually we use never mind.
What?
Usually we use the same like the same character if it's a sequel. Never mind.
Oh, you know what? Oh, okay. This is what happened.
Okay.
I was stoned and it was late. And the first clip that came up was Legends.
Okay.
And I was like, I fucking love Legends.
Okay, all right. All right. So Juno Temple plays Dr. Teddy Payne.
Fucking upsetting. I tried to watch the video this morning and immediately, boom, I was right back to being 15 again.
We got Chiewetel Ejiofor plays Strickland.
How long do you think you can really run from us?
We got Rice Iphans as Martin.
For years, your father and I were mocked for our theories, not just in the community.
Stephen Yeun plays Detective Mulligan.
How'd you wash your hands, love?
This also stars Peggy Wu as Mr. Chen, Clark Bacco as Sadie, Cristo Fernandez as the barman. You know, football is life. That guy. He was
Football is life.
Yeah.
Football is life.
Alani Beck plays Nova. Haley Flynn plays Echo. We got Dasher Cloud as Leaf. Andy Serkis as Noel. He's in this. We got Reed Scott as Dr. Dan Lewis. And I guess that's everyone that we can really matters. Neil wants to read the storyline for Venom: The Last Dance.
In Venom: The Last Dance, Tom Hardy returns as Venom, one of Marvel's greatest and most complex characters for the final film in the trilogy. Eddie and Venom are on the run, hunted by both of their worlds, and the net closing in. The duo are forced into a devastating decision that will bring the curtains down on Venom and Eddie's last dance.
All right, Neil. So, you know me. I don't like the other two Venom films. And this one is different because I'll tell you why. Because in the other films, the thing that bothered me was Venom and Eddie. I actually liked Venom and Eddie in this movie. I liked those two characters together. I actually liked them. The thing I don't like about it is most of the plot.
Very, very, very buddy cop.
Yeah.
It was very buddy cop.
Different than the other movies. This one, they're because it was kind of heartwarming. Almost.
They finally accepted each other by this point. By this point, they accepted each other.
Yeah, they're not fighting. They're just buddies. But the problem with this movie is everything else about it. And I'll tell you why. Because it starts out in Mexico, right? And I'm not getting anything away. They start in Mexico, and you find out they're on the run. And so
Man on the run.
And they go to places where you would never go. If you're it was a plot that it struggled to fill 90 minutes. And
I know.
And also like, you know, this could have been a cartoon because all the action that happens is all Venom and also choices that no one would make. Like, this movie's full of choices that no one would make. And I'm not saying that because honestly, the action in this, all of it was stakeless. It meant nothing. All of it. It was garbage to fill 90 minutes. I like Tom Hardy because he commits and he's good. And I do like that they have the report they have in this. But there's a fucking dancing in this. Like, what the fuck? Right?
Yes, the dance scene drove me insane too. I'm not gonna lie. It reminded me of the dance scene. All right. So what is up with Tony? What is up with Sony and them having anybody that looks like a black spider doing dance scenes?
What is up with that?
Remember Spider-Man 3?
Yeah.
Spider-Man 3 when he was Venom.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man 3. Well, not when he was Venom, but when he was, the Black Spider-Man cosplay. He had a whole dance sequence. Why do they think Venom wants to dance? Sony, Venom doesn't want to dance, bro.
The plot itself was just a way to introduce Noel in later films. Like by the way, you see him there. You see him there.
There you go.
Yeah, and
you got it. You got exactly what the movie was.
But that's the problem, though. That's all it is.
Yeah.
In the symbiotes, they have a little bit to do. We'll talk about the in credit scenes and sports section. But this movie itself, the action was so stakeless. There were times I'd like wake up, Chris. You need to watch it because there were parts also that were fucking boring. And this movie shouldn't be boring. It should be thrilling. And when the
action packed,
but when there's action that has no stakes, it's nothing to me. It doesn't mean shit.
No.
So
there's no.
So like the other movies, I don't like the other movies for different reasons, but this was just a big fucking mess. It was struggle to fun 90 minutes. It has characters in there that, you'd be like, when the Superman movie, you have some sort of suspension of disbelief, but there are characters that would make that the shit wouldn't happen, and why would you fucking do that? What makes you think this is a good idea? Yeah,
and this is let me jump in here and start talking a little bit about this movie, because I am the expert of everything comic book in our podcast, at least. But anyway, this movie was 100% what you said. There were spots where this could have been a lot better of a movie. Not to give too much a spoiler, but there's this whole family in a VW van, and that could have been like a cool, like more of a great atmosphere, more of a great, idea going on.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't. It just kind of died. And everything that went on in this movie should have been a little bit better. But for some reason, it just didn't. It just ended, or it was just dumb. It was like they were trying to make a road movie with these guys, but then again, I agree with Chris on this point that every decision that these guys try to make was just dumb.
Yeah.
It was just like, no, if you're on the run, especially you being whoa, what the heck just happened?
I don't know, dude.
What? Whoa.
You took away the back, you tried to change the background, is what happened?
No. Oh, no, I accidentally clicked on something. There we go. But anyway, so the whole he's a reporter. He's been a reporter for years. He should know how to go hide somewhere. And sometimes they make him so stupid, and he shouldn't be that stupid.
You know what I thought was interesting? The first movies are predicated with Michelle Williams being a part of it, and they don't miss her at all in this. They just stuck Juno Temple in a role in there. Barely.
Well, that's okay.
You don't mind that part,
no, because it's like a comic book. In a comic book, the next comic book doesn't mention all the people.
But the first two movies did. The first two movies did.
Great.
Okay.
So have you ever read a comic book and they don't mention anything that happened in the comic book before,
but
and it's a completely different story?
Okay, fine.
And it's a completely different story.
Fine. But whatever. It's just this movie. It meandered. It did things like what the fuck? What did this matter? I guess not. And also with the stakeless action, because I didn't even know, both you and I know it wasn't gonna get released. And also it's like they introduced this plot device, I guess that works. I guess that's how it's gonna be now. I guess that's how you're gonna that's the conflict in this movie, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they kind of it was like they're we finally got, spoiler alert for an end credit scene that happened 5 years ago now, I think, or 4 years ago. No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. They showed Eddie into the MCU.
Yeah.
We finally got him in the MCU, and the first thing they do in this movie, and I don't know if it's spoiler or whatever, but I'm going to say it, they throw him right back into the Sonyverse.
Yeah. And you and I were expecting more of that in this, and we didn't get that at all.
No. I think I know what they're setting up, and I think I know why they did it the way they did it. But let's just talk about how Sony, for some reason, thinks every villain in the freaking Spider-Man universe needs their own movie. They don't.
Yeah.
All right. They don't even get their own comics sometimes. Sometimes they're just a throwaway guy that they beat up and throw to the side. And then maybe 5-10 years later, they might get a full
We're talking about
comic.
Morbius.
We're talking about a lot. Morpheus, Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, really?
Well, we don't know if that's something good or not yet. That could be okay. I know it's gonna be super violent. That's all I know about it. And I do like the director of J.C. Chandor a lot. So when you attach J.C. Chandor to something, automatically I sort of get a little bit of a cinema boner. But it could be terrible,
At some point, Sony either has to say, hey, let's do more with Spider-Man, do Spider-Man, maybe have 2 Spider-Mans. You know, Tom Holland MCU, have your own Spider-Man on the side. It's okay to have multiple Spider-Mans. Obviously, there's multiple Batmans, there's multiple Supermans. You know, it's okay, guys. It's perfectly okay. You can do that. Have your own Spider-Man universe with your own Spider-Man and then have your MCU Spider-Man. Perfectly okay to do that. It's okay in the comic book world. What we don't need is not another 92 movies that are of like, the only reason the Venom movies worked was Tom Hardy. Let's be 100% correct.
Yeah, 100%.
Tom Hardy's dedication and acting to these movies is what made Venom work. And when you don't have anybody with no dedication in them, I'm not going to point any fingers. Madam Wed Morpheus. But when you have a whole crew of people acting that aren't dedicated to it, that are just kind of like, this is a throwaway movie, you know, blah, 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 this is a paycheck. And people can tell, then that's what you get when you get like Madam Web. That's what you get when you get like stuff like that.
I feel like people that like this movie are the same people that like the original Suicide Squad. You know, like they are used to shitty movies from the 90s, and this is better than you know, like the movies
from the 90s. Oh man, remember that shitty movie Donnie Darko?
You know what I'm talking about, dude. But this movie is not good. The only thing that's good about it is Tom Hardy, and there was the kind of a sweet chemistry between Tom Hardy in this one. Like
Tom Hardy was good. June Tempo did a good job in her role when it got later.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of it, it kind of seemed a little called in, but then by the end of it, I was like, okay, I'm into it. I was really a fan of. Let's see. And let's talk about one of my favorite parts. Where is it at? Is that it? No, that's the dancing scene. I was ready for you to make fun of it, so that's why I got to grab that. That's a good scene. But there we go. Venom horse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the thing they showed in the preview so people will go see it. Yeah.
Oh, Venom horse. He's real. Oh, wait a minute. I just downloaded the same thing twice, didn't I? Or see, there he is.
Okay.
Venom horse. He's actually from the comics.
Okay.
But Venom horse. I like Venom horse. Venom is just such a nice. Look how cute he is.
Oh, I want to hug him. I just want to hug him.
The thing is, I like what they did with the Venom. They tried, but Sony, just stop. Just stop.
We don't need another Venom movie unless it shows up like mixed up with Spider-Man. I'd be fine with that. I'd watch Venom and Spider-Man fight all fucking day. But
at one point, do you just give up and just sell this part back to the Disney?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, isn't the Spider-Verse the only thing left that they don't back own?
Yeah, I think so. And I like the Spider-Verse movies. And
I think they bought it all, didn't they?
I think you're right. So Venom needs to go back to what it was. It needs to go back to Disney, and then they can do what they do best, and hopefully revive MCU because it's suffering right now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like right now, these Venom movies are 100%. I mean, they got nothing left. All these Venom movies are it. Like they keep on trying to go off of the Spider-Verse they paid for years ago and trying to get some money out of them, but instead you're just losing money constantly. When do you throw in the towel and just say, just sell that universe back?
Yeah.
Or at least try to make a decent movie.
I think it's time for us to actually to do our scores, and then we have that score because it's getting kind of long over here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did have like 20 minutes where you where you fixing stuff. But anyway, continue. Yeah, go.
My score. What's your score on this, Neil? How about that? We'll start with yours.
I'm gonna give this a 3.8.
What?
Yeah. The reason around 3.7. I'll go 3.7. Because I see what they did, but I just want to give them a decent enough rating not to go make another one and that I want to tip my hat off to Tom Hardy, because I think he gave us all in this. And to be honest, they made me laugh a lot between the two of them. You know what? It'd probably be 3.5. 3.5. I'd easily give it a 3.5.
Mine's at 2.7. The only reason it doesn't,
wow, just above an STD.
Yeah, the reason why it doesn't get STD is that the Tom Hardy and Venom, that's the only movie where I've actually enjoyed their interaction. There are parts that made me smile because it was cute. You know, like I was like, oh, that's nice, and then it's over. So that's automatically a good thing.
You're over.
But guys, next week we are doing what's it called? Conclave and the Wild Robot. Me and Neil were talking about just making goofy, but we're doing Conclave and we're doing the Wild Robot.
Conclave over here.
And both those are PG. So right away we might not curse that episode. We'll see what happens. But if you guys want to,
it's Chris that has the problem, guys, not me.
Yeah, it's I get on the microphone and
he's just a dirty man.
Disappoint my parents every night. But if you guys do that, but we're going to spoil extra. But if you guys, we'll see you guys next time. But
wait a minute. I just realized we didn't do the whole segment where I guess the.
Oh shit! Yeah, I got that up. All right, Neil.
All right, so let's go back. Five. We'll cut that whole part out when you go to edit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Neil, I'm on RottenTomatoes.com right now. What's the popcorn meter for Venom: The Last Dance?
I think the audience score for Venom is going to be has to be 61%.
80%.
They got 80.
Yeah,
nice.
It's crazy. Now, was critic score for or the movie for the
71.
39%.
Holy cow, that's sad.
It's a big difference. Critics' consensus is the always watchful Tom Hardy injects the ample charisma into Venom: The Last Dance, but the offering buckles under its convoluted tonal ambitions, which is basically what Neil and I said. Here's a good review and a bad review. This is a good review from Tom Beasley. The Popcorn on Tree says, if you can't enjoy Tom Hardy singing Stony Silence while his alien lover croons along joyfully space eye inside his head, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. And then this is a not very nice review from Robert Coiter of Flickering Myth. He says, Venom: The Last Dance is an agonizing death rattle for what would be the most irritating series of superhero movies within the past 25 years. But it does contain one tolerable, even slightly amusing stretch. Like, and you and I know, I think the thing we like about this movie is Tom Hardy, and that's why it even exists. So
Tom Hardy is a good man.
All right, guys. We're going to do the story section next week. You're doing Conclave and the Wild Robot. But that's what it is. And but yeah, guys. Spoiler, if you want to hear spoilers, stick around.
Spoiler section coming up right now. We're going to be doing the spoilers on Venom. Make sure everybody, if you don't want to hear anything, the spoiler section of this, move on. But I do have some good hot takes.
All right, here we go.
Don't forget, people, touch yourself in an unpleasant way. All right, spoiler section. Before I jump in, Chris, what questions do you have for the world?
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, he gets sucked back into was he part of the blip? Basically, he was part of the blip.
Who
was Eddie Brock part of the blip?
He got transferred right when the blip happened. After the blip.
Okay,
remember because he got like the same time that all the other people.
Yeah.
In No Way Home. All the villains like Green Goblin, he came over during that spell, which would have been after the blip.
Okay. Another question: does Venom need brains to live, or does he like brains?
He needs serotonin, or there's a chemical that's also in chocolate.
Okay.
That he can eat chocolate, or he can eat brains.
Okay. I think that's all I have. Everything else about I know they mentioned the whip in this movie, so that's I guess a kind of Easter egg, because he's like, my family was gone for 5 years, football for your life.
Yeah.
But I mean, so they go to Vegas, the place where you shouldn't go if you're fucking notorious.
Like 942 cameras everywhere.
I know. Why the fuck would you go there if you're wanted globally? Like why go there? And also
makes no sense.
And also the family that drives right to Area 51, which you wouldn't ever be able to get that close, even if it's decommissioned. You wouldn't be able to get that close to it.
You know what doesn't make the most sense?
What?
Is they had their in for the MCU. They gave MCU their in for the symbiote.
Yeah.
And then he took it away in the movie.
I mean, because Venom, Eddie Brock is not Venom in the Venom movie. I mean, wait, hold on. So what is Venom in the other? Because this one is kind of a nice Venom, like a nice benevolent Venom. What is he in the other movies? He's a villain, right?
What other movies? You mean the comics?
Yeah, the comic books. Isn't he a villain?
Yeah. I mean, originally he was supposed to be the Joker he was supposed to be the Joker to Peter Parker Spider-Man. He was supposed to be the arch villain. When Todd Farland created him, what he was the black suit, came back from the Secret Wars. Mm-hmm. Not the Secret Wars they're doing the movie about. The Secret Wars that was in the 1980s.
Okay.
What those action figures are about.
Yeah.
In fact, the original. Where's he at? There he is. Yep. I just knocked them all over.
Yeah, okay.
The original ever Black Spider-Man outfit action figure.
Yeah.
Right there. The original Venom. I own them. Mm-hmm. Anyway. So originally this is Spider-Man. Then Spider-Man's like, I got a black outfit. Oh, why do I have a black outfit? All of a sudden, he realized he's doing all this messed up stuff, and he takes off, and he realized he couldn't take off the black outfit that was a part of him, and he didn't realize this for years.
Yeah,
it over controlled him, and then he got rid of it, and when he got rid of it, it was because with sound, mm-hmm. As you can tell, sound is a weapon for the symbiotes.
Yeah.
And it dripped onto Eddie Brock, who was in church praying because he just got fired because Peter Parker turned him in for faking stuff. And so he was the bitter enemy of Peter Parker. Uh-huh. So that's originally what the story was.
Okay,
but no. So they took this based kind of loosely off of the 90s, but the 2000s.
Just because know that Todd McFarlane also created Spawn, so
yes,
yeah. Okay, so but they sort of made a Venom movie where he's kind of like the protagonist.
It's basically this is based off of the Venom comics from the early 2000s. Okay. That's why I was in San Francisco and stuff like that, and not New York.
Thank God. Everything else in New York, dude. I'm tired of New York.
Well, I mean, can't help it. That's where Stan Lee wrote everything from.
But
so, all right, let's get into some of these, or we're never going to get done.
Okay.
But anyway, first you named it right out of the bed. This is the introduction to Null. Mm-hmm. Now, Null, I believe, is going to connect how the Doomsday War and the Spider-Man movie, he is going to be the bad guy that connects it all together and brings the symbiote to the Tom Holland movie. And that's when I think we'll see Null. I think Null will be going against Tom Holland's Spider-Man right after Doomsday War because Null has, I don't want to ruin it too much, but he has an influence on Doctor Doom that creates the Doctor Doom War or the Secret War that is all a part of.
Yeah, and so Doctor Doom is going to be the main villain now. He's taken over whatever. So the other guy was going to be the but
right.
But it's going to be interesting to see if they, because Spider-Man has a history with Tony Stark. So
yes.
So they're going to definitely talk about Tony. He's like, I'm not Tony, I'm Dr. Doom, whatever. But
Yeah, maybe they're going to play on that. Who knows exactly how they're going to play on this? And the thing is, you also got to remember, nobody knows that Peter Parker Spider-Man anymore.
I bet Dr.
Including
Doom
Tony Stark.
I know. Well, he's dead. He's dead. So you never knew.
But even if Victor Von Doom, see, like there's so many different ways they can play on this, and hopefully they're writing it good.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're writing it good. Yeah. One of the characters you saw was the Xenofangs.
Yeah.
That's these things right here.
They're so cute.
Now,
I want one.
those are actually from the comic book, and they were actually a different alien species. They weren't something that Null actually made. So that was kind of different from
the thing that bothered me about this is, so one of the ways they tried to fight them is they threw the Xenophage to a jet engine, right? Or the Xenophage to a jet engine, which I was like, okay, that didn't kill him, right? Probably
right.
Did it kill the plane? It looked like the plane was going down with it. But anyway, so everyone the plane died. But after they fought that and he came back there, I'm like, okay, I don't know how they could kill it. These acid, obviously. But when they're fighting him, like they know it didn't kill. Like why they're stakeless? There's nothing going on, you know?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Yeah.
Eddie kicked out of New York. They made reference to that, and that is 100%.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that is 100% the fake documentation, the pictures that Eddie Brock did. That's what they were talking about there. Still a piece of symbiote in the MCU. Now, there was a little dabble they left.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
Just sitting there. So Eagle Eye viewers will notice that the piece of symbiote that remained in the MCU is simply still unrecovered in Mexico. As much as that could have some major implications, the Sony universe and Earth 616, not only could this symbiote perhaps find its way to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, which then will create his own symbiote saga.
So Juno Temple now has a symbiote connected to her. Are we gonna get a Juno Temple type movie when she's the?
I don't know. Like, is every symbiote gonna get a movie?
Yeah.
And Eddie Brock doesn't have Venom right now, and Venom has been on like 10 different other hosts. Are we gonna get now a different host for Venom?
Are we a Venom cockroach? Because we see a little symbiote on the cockroach.
Yeah. That is part of the actual one of the comic book storylines where everything blows up and the only thing left is a little bit of symbiote on a cockroach.
And I'm also thinking about, like, is Football's Life guy going to show up anymore? I'd like him to show up. I'd like it, that guy. Yeah. But Noel's in this, and he is probably just he's a B. They introduce him, so he'll show up later, probably in MCU movies or, whatever they do. And it was Andy Serkis why not? Because he's a villain and almost. And is it the second time he's a villain?
Well, he was the director of the last movie.
Oh, okay.
Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Was Andy Serkis directed that one?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's in this as Noel, and good for him.
Also, Venom at one point in this movie said, was being made fun of, why did I get the only superhero that can't fly? And Venom's like, want to bet? If you actually played the Superman 2 video game on the PlayStation, he actually does shoot out wings at the end of the game.
All right, cool.
So he can actually shoot out wings.
Yeah, but you got any more things about Vanilla?
Oh, yeah. When Chiewetel, who plays Rex Strickland in Venom, he finds a little piece of the symbiote. He is actually bound to it in the comic books. His name he did it because Rex is originally from the Nick Fury comic books. So that Rex Strickland guy is actually part of the Nick Fury world.
Okay.
But he was like a symbiote with a bunch of soldiers back in the storyline many years. Patrick Mulligan's character, Patrick Mulligan from that guy right there.
Yeah.
See those green eyes? His was originally called Toxin. Okay. And that was the name of his symbiote. But then this is what he looks like in the comics.
He's very Doctor from Independence Day 1 when he's talking to the glass, like,
right?
Yeah.
So we don't know if we're getting a story about him since he survived.
Yeah.
Again, this is Sony. We might get a story about the secretary who watched all this. Who knows?
Yeah, they're gonna make this thing that's like, oh, no one cares about this. Let's make a movie about it. But yeah, that's it's been The Last Dance.
But then,
yeah, keep going.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's been The Last Dance. If you guys want to see it, it's in theaters. It'll be there for a while. You know.
I'm not done yet.
Okay. Sorry.
I got a couple more.
Okay.
Couple more, and we're done.
Okay.
Couple more. The null sprawl that you see that they said the codex was that little sprawl that is actually in the comic books. That's a symbol of null if he takes you over.
Oh, the
so
spiral.
he can he can take over symbiotes.
Okay.
So that's usually what that was. And also, they rumored the everlasting, all black, the necro sword. They talked about it in the movie, which is really weird because the last time we saw the necro sword
with Thanos or what? I don't know.
Thor.
Oh, okay, nice. So they'll with that. It's a necro sword.
So that kind of connects them together somehow. That's weird to say.
Yeah.
Let's see. The government, of course, the Venom horse we talked about already. There's 8 different symbiotes in Area 55, and exactly what I said earlier. It's all leading up to this badass motherfucker right there.
He'll be part of Spider-Man 4, probably, right? It's gotta be.
He'll either be part of Spider-Man 4 or Avengers Doomsday with Spider-Man 4, and he might have a part in Kraven the Hunter, and that's what took so long, is now they had to put them all together.
Kraven the Hunter comes out in December, I think, like later, a couple months from now.
Yeah, so that could be why they delayed it, and they're adding parts to it. Like, I think maybe they're trying to lead to go more into the MCU. I don't know what they're trying to do. You know?
Do you like Kraven the Hunter? Do you like that character?
I like the character. Yeah. I mean, it's just like a play on the rich daddy guy who, by any means, is a hunter for sport, and then he got like some things happen to him, and now he's a super hunter. But I mean, come on.
All right. I guess are we done with the facts on this one?
Yeah, that's all of them, man. That's just a few of them. There wasn't many. I mean, I could have deep dived more, but to be honest, I mean, I think that's what they wanted you to take away was the little parts, that there's a little piece of Venom still in the MCU, Null's out there, and the Necro Sword exists. I think those are the main parts, right?
Yeah, so we get that's hopefully coming up.
I feel like that's all the connective.
All right. So Neil gave it a 3.5. I give it 2.7. You guys can go to the theaters and waste your time on this one if you wanted to. If you really love Venom, I guess you'll find a lot of audiences liked it, 80%, You guys can find us online at moviesdon'tsuck.net. We're at wtmnet.com, www.2movies.net. You'll find us there on a bunch of little podcasts. We're at XMTS Podcast and Instagram at TS Podcast. We have Patreon, patreon.com/moviesdon'tsuck. If you want shirts, go to Blackwood Productions at TeePublic. You'll find our shirts down with Stone Needles made. Also, Bonfire.com, something to do. Also there. And wherever you can find podcasts, showing movies don't suck some do. You guys want a sticker like that one? I will send you one for free. For free. Neil has them on his person, but also I can send this to your mail free. I will not ask for you to pay postage. I got that covered. Just contact us and I'll get sent out. I sent out a few the other day, so it's not like that I can going places. I'm really saying as supplies last, so just let me know. So that's about it. Neil, what is your small business?
If you got a small business, let us know. You can email us, message us, send us a pigeon. It doesn't matter which way you go. Just give us some information, and we'll be more than happy to support you and your business right here, free of charge, at Movies Don't Suck, and something to do for the thousands of listeners and the millions of followers.
You got anything planned for Devil's Night?
No, I'm just going to hang out with my wife. We're doing things tomorrow night.
All right. You got here? You want to hang with your wife?
Yeah, let's get out of here. That's another episode of Movies Don't Suck and Some Do. My name's Neil.
And I'm Chris.
And remember, guys, if it's spooky, ooky, and kooky, and it goes bump in the night, maybe you should just turn on the light and tell them go back to bed.